Black Cat done got framed for a crime in the new Fantastic Four chapter. So, the boys, Thing, Johnny, and Reed, they go on a boys trip. So, leaving Sue at home with old Alicia at the tower. And then, we get Felicia, aka Black Cat, pulling up as Sue narrates her talking about the self proclaimed baddest bee in New York, which, Black Cat's up there. I don't know if I'd call her the baddest directly, but yeah, so she's got cops on her, and asking Sue to basically give her sanctuary, which she doesn't do, lets her get arrested. But she goes, and Black Cat saying she got framed with robbery. So she was going to a bank, and she was like, okay, so I got a bank account over here on a little vault, not a vault, whatever the name was, on under an assumed name, and she was like, which isn't a crime, and Sue was like, that very much is a crime, and she was like, yeah, well, it shouldn't be. And she was basically asking Sue to investigate and find a real captor because she can't go to Spidey since he's in space right now. Got his whatever the hell he got going on in space. I ain't reading current Spider-Man, but yeah. So she's like, hey, but you're friends with Spidey, so I turn to you. Come on, do it for Spidey. And then she was like, do it for Johnny too. Come on, I dated Johnny before, but I don't really know if that's the play. If someone doesn't like you, trying to guilt them by the fact dating their younger sibling. But since Sue's good, she goes and investigates. Some of the little employees, guards, offer to give her advice or some information, but they get fired because all of them and Black Cat said that what was going on was only 5 minutes, but it was apparently 15 minutes. This robbery when they were down there when the bank teller, whose name was actually Teller, got killed. The manager. So Sue has a little talk with Alicia and whatnot. And then, that's when she clicks it. She thinks of time. So, she goes, calls a meeting, and basically flexes a little wedding ring. She was like, look at this new ring. She was like, look at this new little diamond Reed got me. Isn't it nice? And then everyone's like, you called us here for goddamn jewelry? And she was like, yeah, look at the diamond. It's nice. But, come to find out that, she basically used her powers to reflect a small crystal to make it look like a big giant crystal on live broadcast. So, it did kind of mess with her perception a little bit. But to basically bait the thief to go after her, which we find out the thief got one of Kang's little old time guns. So she puts a little energy shield around herself. So when the thief uses the gun and tries to hit a lick, sends everyone else in time, it doesn't send her forward. So, she pulls up on him, but since her shield is meant to, blocking all the energy, he just kind of whacks her. So she snatches him up, and he shoots himself to go forward in time. So, she just waits. And then she snatches him up once he comes back, and then, catches everyone. And then her and Felicia and, Alicia go on a little girl trip after the boys get back, after, catching the thief.